Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. For all your insurance needs, contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent or go to www.fumic.com. It's the 4-5 Garrison-Max Troopers and the 5-9 Wilton-Wing Miners in a Region 5 matchup tonight. Garrison-Max is 1-0 inside the region. Wilton-Wing still looking for their first Region 5 win. They just had their first region match on Tuesday night against the Shiloh Christian Skyhawks, a match in which they lost 3 consecutive sets. It was a 3-set sweep for the Skyhawks to get their first Region 5 win of the season. Let's take a look around the region presented by John Starlakis Incorporated. JSI is celebrating more than 50 years of balancing progress with perspective for communications providers. The 3 games on the left side of your screen, all Region 5 matchups, almost every team inside the region in action tonight. Shiloh Christian, who we just saw on Tuesday night here on BEK 247 in that 3-set sweep against the Wilton-Wing Miners that you'll see tonight, is on the road at New Salem. Washburn on the road at Center Stanton, and Grant County at home. They are hosting Flasher. The 2 games on the top of your right are games that are going on across the BEK Broadcasting Network here tonight. Strasburg, Zeeland, and Ellendale on BEK 247 East, and West Fargo, Cheyenne, and Fargo Davies on BEK Prime. Both of those games are in action already tonight. And then you see the big one tomorrow, 9-man football, the defending state champions in Thompson on the road against Hankinson. That's a game that a lot of people have circled on their schedule for quite some time. It can be seen only on BEK 247 West tomorrow. So a chance to see the defending state champions at the 9-man level in Thompson tomorrow. Now we'll take a look at our player matchup tonight between these 2 teams, and it's a pair of upperclassmen for both teams. For Garrison, you're looking at Shelby Gehring, a 5'5 senior. She's an outside hitter coming in with 48 kills on the season. That's a team high. She plays all 6 rotations on the floor, 72 digs on the season as well entering tonight. That's good for second most on the team, just 1 dig behind Grace Shareski for team high. So a little bit of do everything in Shelby Gehring. On the other side for the home team tonight in the Wilton-Wing Miners, it's Haley Beckler, another senior, 5'7", right side, exact same numbers as Gehring with 48 kills in the season. That's a team high. She had a team high 8 in the loss against Shiloh Christian on Tuesday night, upped her total from 40 to 48. She's also got 25 digs on the season and 7 service aces. Those 7 aces good for third most on the team, just like Gehring, another player that will play all 6 rotations. You'll see plenty of both Gehring and Beckler tonight for both Garrison-Max and Wilton-Wing here in a Region 5 matchup. Both teams looking to get their first win inside the region tonight. And lastly, let's take a look at our Pinky Homes keys to the game. Get the keys to your new custom-built home from Pinky Homes, a family business dedicated to building your next family home. For Garrison-Max, it's being active. They want to be aggressive at the net, be able to send multiple blockers to the net defensively, and have a balanced attack offensively. A lot of players getting in on the attack this season. 3 players already this season with more than 30 kills. That's Maddie Moe, Caitlin Klein, just a sophomore, and then Shelby Gehring, the senior that we just talked about in our player matchup. And for the Wilton-Wing Miners, if you watch Tuesday night here on BEK 247, it's the same exact thing, net play. I was able to speak with Coach Steiner before the match on Tuesday and then before the match again today, and she said that continues to be one of our biggest keys. We want to be aggressive at the net, have a consistent block. She echoed that she wanted to have multiple blockers up on the net, not just 1, but when Garrison-Max is on the attack, would like to have at least 2 blockers there at the net to make it hard on the attackers for the Troopers. So those are your Pinky Homes keys to the game, being active up front for the Garrison-Max Troopers and aggressive net play as well for Wilton-Wing. Both coaches think this is a game that the teams can win up front, and so the net play extremely important for both sides. Those are your Pinky Homes keys to the game. You can call them at 701-452-2301. So we'll step aside right here during our Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. When we come back, we'll take a live look in at Strasburg, Zeeland, and Ellendale, a game also going on the BEK Broadcasting Network on BEK 247 East.
Did not miss. First team to 20 tonight, the Ellendale Cardinals. They lead by 12. Diving effort put that ball towards the official stand, and great stick-with-itness from Wangliers, and that point will be earned by the Clippers. They had to battle for that one, but they earn it. Again, they will look for a service run here, this time from Maddie Vandervoort. Nearly picked up the ace. A strong dig from Macy Young, the only thing that prevented it. Set to the heart of the floor, will not go for Peyton Vandervoort. More good defense. That is what we know from this Ellendale team, and that is kept up. Outstanding job by the senior libero, Colby Pale. Do they have one more in them? Yes, Ellendale keeps it up near side. They'll have to do it again. Myers sets. Vandervoort will just lop that one across. Short set. Hit is down. Caitlin Davey with her 4th of the night, and that was a big one. Impressive efforts all over the place, none more so. And Colby Pale. That time Taylor Craigie mistimed her jump a little bit, could not send that one over the net. As Isabel Greenite checks in again. Sand will come to the bench. Sandra Holm also enters. Turns to serve, her team trailing by 11. Good dig out of the back row by Vandervoort. Peyton Vandervoort sends it over. Pale leans into that one again. And Macy Young. Vandervoort off the far side again. Saw that jump just mistimed a little bit. Knew she had to put some air under it to make sure it did not go straight into the net, and got a little too much air under it. 23-10 our score. Serve comes from Claire Rowan. That is her 2nd ace so far tonight, and the serve continues to be a strength for the Cardinals. Craigie sets it up for Davey. Little ping pong ricochet there, but Clippers will take it. They're trying to stay alive here in this first set, down 14, and they will stay alive. Strong shot for Peyton Vandervoort. Strasburg-Zeeland lives to see another point. Vandervoort will head back to serve. Another good one. This will be tough to get back, and it will not. First ace of the night for the Clippers, and it goes to the senior Peyton Vandervoort. Another low line drive serve. That one just got over. Hale was there. Macy Young from the outside can't get it to fall. And that'll be laid off of. Bounces out of bounds. 25-12 is our score in set number 1. Ellendale goes up 1-0.
In the first set at home, 25-12 over Strasburg-Zeeland, a dominating fashion win for them there in set 1. We're still about 11 minutes away from first serve here between Garrison-Max and Wilton-Wing. These two teams getting a late start because both the C squad game and the JV game went the full 3 sets, so we get started a little after 7:30 tonight. Here's a look, a preview of what's on BEK 247 here coming up this week. Tomorrow, EEK in Lisbon in Class A football, as well as a game we already talked about earlier on in the Open. Thompson, the defending state champions, on the road at Hankinson in some 9-man football. On Monday in the East, it's Class B volleyball with Sargent Central and Windmere Lidgewood. And on Monday as well on BEK 247 West, Partial and Garrison-Max, the same team that you'll be seeing in about 10 minutes. Garrison-Max on the road tonight. They're at home against Partial for Class B volleyball on Monday. So a lot of action coming up across the entire BEK broadcasting network on both BEK 247 East and West and BEK Prime. Here's a look at the BEK Prime schedule tomorrow in Class 3A football. Dickinson and Century. Century, the 2-time defending state champions. They lost this season opener earlier this season, but they've won 2 in a row. They're ranked 3rd in the state. They take on a winless Dickinson team, 0-3. The Midgets still trying to get their first win of the season. On Saturday, a little bit of college football action for you. Jamestown and Valley City State. Jamestown looking for its first win of the season at 0-3. Valley City State is 1-2. On Tuesday, Williston and Minot in some Class A volleyball. That's a 7 o'clock first serve. Thursday and Friday, we see Devils Lake and Valley City in Class A volleyball, and then Legacy at Minot for some football on Friday. So a lot of games on both BEK 247 and BEK Prime over the next week and a half or 2 weeks. This Sunday and next Wednesday, the only 2 days without a game on either of BEK 247 or BEK Prime. So we got a whole bunch of games slated for you. You'll be able to check those out here on the BEK Broadcasting Network. We'll step aside real quick. When we come back, we'll continue to preview Garrison-Max and Wilton-Wing. We're about 9 minutes away from first serve between the Troopers and the Miners. You're watching the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. For all your insurance needs, contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent or go to www.fumic.com. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll continue to preview here on BEK 247 West. We're less than 10 minutes away from first serve in Wilton. It's the Garrison-Max Troopers and the Wilton-Wing Miners in a Region 5 matchup of Class B volleyball. Both teams looking to get their first win of the season here in the Region 5. The Miners fell in their first region matchup of the season just this past Tuesday, a couple days ago, against Shiloh Christian. That was a 3-set sweep at Shiloh. So we'll jump into the starting lineups for these two teams, and for Garrison-Max on the road, it's Shelby Gehring, the 5'5" senior outside hitter. We highlighted her in our player to watch before tonight's match. Team high, 48 kills on the year, 72 digs, which is second most on the team, just behind Grace Shareski. Also has a pair of blocks and 19 aces on the season as well, third most on the team, so does a little bit of everything. You'll see her play all 6 rotations tonight for the Troopers. The 5'7" senior setter, Allie Bayless, team high 133 assists, also leads the team in 2 other categories, aces and blocks. Don't necessarily see your setter being the leading blocker on the team a whole lot. A lot of times you see it from one of your powerful attackers. But for this team, it's Allie Bayless with 20 blocks on the season. Maddie Moe, a 5'8" senior outside hitter. She's third on the team with 31 kills, second on the team with 20 aces, so one of the best servers on this team as well. Another senior, the 5'8" middle hitter, and Grace Shareski, team high 73 digs, just one more than Gehring for team high, also has 22 digs. One of 4 players on this Troopers roster to have more than 20 kills on the season. So those are the 4 seniors in the starting lineup. The 2 non-seniors are a 5'8" junior opposite side hitter, Allie Houston, 7 blocks in the season, third most on the team to go along with 15 kills and 9 digs. And rounding out the starting lineup, the only underclassman in the starting lineup, 5'8" sophomore middle hitter, and Caitlin Klein, 33 kills on the season, second most on the team, just behind the 48 of the senior Shelby Gehring. Also 13 blocks is second highest on the team, so does a lot in that front row. For this Garrison-Max Troopers team, she's just a sophomore, but a starter on this team. They're looking to improve to 500 on the season at 5-5 as they're on the road against Wilton-Wing. And for the Miners, here's the starting lineup. The 6'1" senior middle hitter, Tara Benstock, third on the team with 25 kills on the season. Also has 3 digs and a service ace as well. Erin Thompson, a 5'7" junior outside hitter. She had 7 kills in the loss against Shiloh Christian in just 3 sets on Tuesday night. Had just 14 kills entering that and had half of that total in 1 match Tuesday night. So she has 21 kills on the season now. Taya Sheely, the 5'6" junior outside hitter with 16 kills in the season and 19 digs. She also has 8 service aces, which ties for the team lead on the season. Haley Beckler, the 5'7" senior right side hitter. She was who we highlighted for Wilton-Wing in our player to watch tonight. 48 kills in the season. That's most on the team. Also has 19 digs and 5 service aces. So just like Gehring, for Garrison-Max, Beckler, another player that plays all 6 rotations. You'll see her do a little bit of everything. That's why we highlighted those 2 as the players to watch. You'll see plenty of them on the floor tonight. Taylor Berquist, the 5'2" senior setter, has 107 assists entering tonight on the season. Also has 8 service aces. That ties her with Sheely for most on the team. 39 digs as well, most on the team. So leads the team in 3 statistical categories: assists, aces, and digs entering tonight. And then it's Sarah Selly, another senior at 5'9", the middle hitter, rounding out the starting lineup. She has 25 kills in the season, second most on the team. Also has 35 digs, which is third most on the team entering tonight. So for the Wilton-Wing Miners, it's 5 seniors and 1 junior in the starting lineup. For Garrison-Max, it's 4 seniors, a junior, and a sophomore. So 2 very experienced teams. That's what both head coaches say is one of their strengths. For Garrison-Max, they return 8 seniors with a lot of experience, and not just in volleyball, but lots of multiple sport athletes as well. Coach told me earlier today that kind of helps them in the big match situation, and they've made a lot of strides both offensively and defensively already this season for Wilton-Wing with the 5 senior starters. They have a lot of familiarity. 7 returning varsity players from a season ago, including those 5 starters for this team. So a lot of experience out on the floor, a lot of upperclassmen. Caitlin Klein, the only underclassman in either starting lineup. She's the 5'8" sophomore middle hitter, but just because she's young, still super talented, second on the team in both kills and blocks. So up on that front line, a very important player for this Garrison-Max Troopers team. We're about a minute away from the national anthem, so we'll step aside now for the national anthem and starting lineups. And when we return, it's first serve in this Region 5 matchup tonight, Class B volleyball between the 4 and 5 Garrison-Max Troopers, looking for their 2nd consecutive win and to get to 500 on the season. The Wilton-Wing Miners are 5-9. They've lost a couple in a row, but tonight at home, a chance to get back into the win column against the Garrison-Max Troopers here on BEK 247 West. National anthem has been sung. Starting lineups about to be introduced tonight. Garrison-Max sitting at 4 and 5 on the season, and the Wilton-Wing Miners at 5-9. Garrison-Max coming off of a huge win against a previously undefeated team in Powers Lake on Tuesday night. So a big win for them, a big confidence boost, and a chance to keep that going. As you see them there on the end line waiting for the starters to be introduced for Wilton-Wing. They've lost a couple in a row now, sitting at 5-9 on the season, but they're at home for just the 3rd time this season, so a chance to flip the script and win tonight and put them to 6-9 on the season, and they're looking for their first win inside Region 5. They've only played 1 match inside the region. That was the Tuesday night loss in straight sets, 3-0 loss to the Shiloh Christian Skyhawks. So a pair of teams below 500 tonight, but a pair of teams who would like to get into the win column tonight in Garrison-Max and Wilton-Wing. So Garrison-Max 1-0 in the region. It was a 3-set sweep against Standing Rock last week, just a week ago tonight on Thursday night. So they're a perfect 1-0 in the region, looking to remain perfect in Region 5 with a win tonight. On the other hand, it's the exact opposite, 0-1 for Wilton-Wing in 1 try, looking for their first win of the region this season. Both teams were just under 500 a season ago, with Garrison-Max being 15-17, 7-11 inside the region. They lost to Flasher in the quarterfinals a season ago. And for Wilton-Wing, they were just 1 game below 500 at 11-12. But 2 teams that, as we've already mentioned, return a lot of experience. 8 seniors with lots of experience, not only on the volleyball floor, but as well through multiple sports for this Garrison-Max team. Coach Wasvet told me earlier today, strides offensively and defensively have already been tremendous, and that's something that they look to continue to keep going as well. For Wilton-Wing, they have a lot of familiarity, 7 varsity returners, including 5 seniors in the starting lineup. The only non-senior is Aaron Thompson, who's a junior, so led by a lot of upperclassmen is this Wilton-Wing Miners team. So we're set for first serve tonight between Garrison-Max and Wilton-Wing. A Region 5 matchup. Garrison-Max would like to stay perfect in the region. Wilton-Wing looking for its first win inside Region 5 tonight. It's Gehring, Bayless, Moe, Shareski, Klein, and Houston on the floor for Garrison-Max. For Wilton-Wing, Binstock, Thompson, Sheely, Beckler, Bergquist, and Selly. And it's Sarah Selly, the 5'9" senior middle hitter, to get the first serve in of the night for the Miners. Has 7 service aces on the season, 3rd most on the team, and she puts it up into the air, and we're underway from Wilton. Quick set to the outside, bounces off the front of the net, and down it goes. Garing gets the first kill of the night for the Troopers. You see why she's a player that we listed as our player to watch tonight for Garrison-Max, team leading 49 kills this season. It's the senior setter Bayless to serve it away. Attack near side, dug up in the front row by a diving Garing. Again, near side, Sheely on the attack, and that's too strong. First 2 points of the night belong to Garrison-Max. They open up a 2-0 lead here in set 1. And how about that? The service ace from Bayless. Flipped a piece of the net and barely got over, but it found a spot with no defense. Her 23rd ace of the season, most on the team. With the good comes the bad, I guess, though, and there's a service error for Bayless. First point of the night for Wilton-Wing. The Miners are on the board, trailing 3-1 here in the opening set. Too much muscle on the serve there. And right back it goes to the Troopers. A quick side out, Garrison-Max, a 3-point lead to begin. The senior Garing belts it away. Bergquist a quick set and a free ball over. Just out of bounds, watched by Shareski there. Looked like she wanted to go after it. She was able to lay off. Bump set from the back row and a free ball over from Benstock. Back set, attack from the lefty in Houston, but it goes right into the net. First attacking error of the night for the Troopers, and Wilton-Wing is within 3 early. Can't quite get the serving going, and that's something Coach Steinert told me a couple nights ago before the Shiloh Christian match. One of the keys was the consistent serving. Haven't quite had it all season long. The last 2 serves they've had have gone right into the net service errors, and those are just easy points for the Troopers. But they have to send a free ball over, and now the Miners back on the attack. Bergquist, a back set to the right side, and it's dug up back row. In the middle, a loft over from Shareski. Burgess to Thompson. Picked up back row. A nice rally going on, by far the longest one we've seen here in the opening set early on. Into the middle, and a nice tap behind the head by Benstock. Had to adjust, wasn't the best set, but she made it work. 6-3 the lead for the Troopers. And Benstock back to serve after her first kill of the night. Quick tap over, picked up by Bergquist, the setter. Miscommunication there, and that leads to a point for the Troopers. That's Ruland on the serve. The first substitution made tonight by the Troopers, blocked at the net. And the Troopers go back on the attack. Palm there called on Wilton-Wing. So 7-3, the Troopers have opened up an early lead here in the first set. Make it 8-3. Bergquist near side, Thompson deflected at the net and kept alive. In the middle, a quick loft over from Shareski. Middle attack, and that's down. It was Sarah Selly, the senior, her first kill of the night. But Garrison-Max still has Wilton-Wing doubled up early, 8-4 in the opening set. Service ace. We've seen it once from Garrison-Max. We see it now once from Wilton-Wing. Touches a piece of the net, flips right over, and it's a service ace, this time for Beckler, the senior. Her 7th of the season. Set to the outside. Mo had to adjust. Bump set to keep it in play, and the free ball over. Bergquist the set. Thompson on the attack directly into the net. Multiple blockers there for Garrison-Max, but it didn't matter. That attack right back into the net from Thompson. Maddie Moe, the senior outside hitter, to serve, and that falls right in between two defenders. Miscommunication, give Moe the ace. 21st service ace of this season for the 5'8 senior, second most on the team, only behind the 23 of Bayless. Bum set and a free ball over to the Troopers. A chance to go on the attack. Bayless to the outside. Gehring had it deflected, and the Miners couldn't quite get to it. Back-to-back points for Garrison-Max has them up 11-5, nearly halfway through. Bergquist, the quick set in the middle, and Selly goes straight into the net. And a quick timeout called by Wilton-Wing. 12-5 the lead for Garrison-Max on the road early on in set one on BEK 247. Welcome back to Wilton, North Dakota. Class B Volleyball inside Region 5, and the Garrison-Max Troopers on the road getting an early start. 12-5 the lead on top of the Miners of Wilton-Wing, and that forced Coach Steinert to call the first timeout of the match. 3 consecutive points run off by the Troopers. It's Maddie Moe, the senior, who's been serving it up. Thompson on the far side attack, goes cross court but dug up by Moe, and a free ball back over. And the Miners respond and get the side out. Selly in the middle, no, dug up. Quick set over by the setter and Bayless. 13-5 now the Troopers lead. And that brings us to our media timeout. 13-5, Troopers on top of the Miners here from Wilton. 13-5, Garrison-Max leads Wilton-Wing here in Region 5 volleyball. Wilton-Wing on the road trying to side out. It's been 4 consecutive scored by Maddie Moe. Serving, make it 5 in a row. Attack into the net from Wilton-Wing. And the Troopers open up their largest lead of the night. It's 9 here in the opening set. Bergquist, the quick tap over, kept alive, bump set from the back, and a free ball over from Bayless. Selly had it blocked, kept alive by Shareski. Another free ball over, and the Miners have a chance. Selly, back row dig. Gehring had to adjust, and it was deflected at the net by Selly. Last touch by the Miners. Double-digit lead now for the Troopers. Miscommunication there in the back row between a couple Miners. And the serve never gets back over on the Garrison-Max side. 7 points in a row for the Troopers. Maddie Moe getting it done. The deflection off the ceiling so it stays alive. Bergquist, the set in the middle. Selly picked up back row. Bayless to the outside. Gehring tipped, kept alive, but not long enough. 4th kill of the night already for Gehring. She entered with a team high 48 on the season. See why she's so valuable to this team. 17-5, the Troopers up big. But Wilton-Wing finally gets the side out after 8 in a row from Maddie Moe serving for the Troopers. Garrison-Max still a commanding 17-6 lead in this opening set. Service ace, second of the night for the Miners. It was Aaron Thompson who gets the ace. Just her 4th on the season. She serves again, nearly had another one, but it's dug up back row. Shareski goes cross court. Bergquist, free ball back over. Knuckleball over. Bergquist near side. And that's Sheely into the net. (18-7). The Miners, tough time handling the Troopers early on in the first set. Too strong on the attack from Sheely. was Klein into the net. Had a free ball back over. She tried to punch it back down onto the Miners' side, but she's whistled for it. So point to Wilton-Wing. They get fortunate on that one. Could have very easily been a point for Garrison-Max. Set outside, Gehring. Two-hand free ball over. Bergquist was there to clean it up. Joust at the net, and it's won by Summer Foss. (20-8). All Troopers on the road in the opening set, trying to remain a perfect 2-0 here in Region 5. Quick tap over, picked up back row, and Bergquist with the set to Seeley, blocked the net. Bayless bumps it over. And a free ball from Binstock. Bayless, back set. Nice attack from Binstock. And Gehring in the back, dove for it, couldn't keep it alive. Side out for the Miners. Both teams talked about the aggressive net play before the match. That was a key for both teams to win, and that battle has been won early on so far by Garrison-Max, no doubt, and adding to it, Shelby Gehring, 5th kill of the night already in the first set. Gets the kill, goes back to serve. Give her an ace, 2nd of the night for the senior. And a timeout called by Wilton-Wing. 13-point lead, the largest of the night for the Troopers. Welcome back to Wilton. 22-9, Garrison-Max, the commanding lead here in set 1. Reminder that tonight's game on the BEK Broadcasting Network is sponsored by Farmers Union Insurance, Dakota Community Bank and Trust, the BEK Communications Cooperative, and RTC. Garrison-Max just 3 points away from a first set victory here on the road. They've done it in commanding fashion, large in part due to the 8 points in a row. They ran off a streak of 8 in a row when they were up 9-5 to turn it into a 17-5 lead. And that's without a doubt been the largest surge here in set 1. And a second consecutive ace for Gehring. Already her 3rd ace of the first set. She's got 22 now on the season. One of 3 players with more than 20 aces on the team. Bump set, Bergquist in the middle. It's dug up back row. Bayless, a quick tap over. Backside attack there by Beckler. She gets the kill, only her 2nd of the night. The team leader with 48 entering the night. Still a long way to go here in set 1. 23-10, Garrison-Max. A large 13-point lead. Bayless with the bump set. And Moe on the attack, goes cross court, and it's wide to the right. So back-to-back points for the Miners. Cleaned up the serving quite a bit from early on. They struggled with a couple service errors in a row to give free points to the Troopers. Not the best of passes there, and Maddie Moe tried to adjust, couldn't do much with it. So for the first time tonight, the Miners have scored 3 points in a row. They're within 11. Bayless, back set. Attack there from Houston. Free ball back over. Outside to Moe, into the net. So the Miners not quite going away yet. Trailed by 14, but 4 consecutive makes it a 10-point set. Bayless with a bump set, and Moe sends the free ball over. Back set. Stuffed to the net, but it comes down on the Garrison-Max side. Single-digit game now here, 23-14, and that's a timeout called by Garrison-Max after giving up 5 in a row. Garrison-Max still with the 9-point lead, 23-14, but the Miners have rattled off 5 in a row. Trailed by 14, it was 23-9. Now it's 23-14. The Miners trying to continue to chip away at it. Set to the outside, Mo sends it over. Berquist set near side, Thompson on the attack, dug up back row by Shareski. And that goes into the net. Point Miners, 6 in a row now for Wilton-Wing. And Sheely doing all the damage serving lately for the Miners. Bump set, free ball back over to the Garrison-Max side. Troopers on the attack, in the middle. That's a nice attack by the sophomore Caitlin Klein. Puts the hammer down, set point Troopers. Loft over, dug up back row. And a set to Houston, who sends it over too strong. The Miners stay alive for at least one more point. Houston into the middle of the defense. Set to the middle. Dug up in the back by Bayless. And Bright, the libero, sends it over. Back and forth rally, could be a big one. Kept alive, nice save by Beckler and a free ball over. Can the Troopers end it here? In the middle, that was Shareski. Miners stay alive, another free ball over, a nice save. The Troopers were scrambling. Thompson, near side attack, cross court, dug up Bright. Mo sends it past two blocking defenders. Berquist back set. Free ball over into three defenders, but the Miners keep it alive. Two attackers go there, miscommunication. The Miners now on the attack in the middle, dug up back row. Quick set over, Berquist keeps it alive, may have gone out, but the point keeps going. Back set, Houston bumps it over. Again, Houston on the swing, blocked to the net, but it's down on the Wilton-Wing side, and our longest rally ends set one. 25-16, Garrison-Max on the road takes set one from Wilton. Set one goes to the Troopers 25-16, but the Miners did not make it easy. It was a 14-point game at one point, battled back to bring it down as close as 7, but ultimately couldn't pull it away. The Miners do get the first point here of set number 2, though. They're on the board first, 1-0 Wilton-Wing over Garrison-Max here early on. The last rally of set one lasted for nearly a minute and a half. The two teams went back and forth. Finally was won by Garrison-Max to put an end to set number 1. Troopers on the attack. Quick attack from the middle. And that's Klein, the sophomore middle hitter, going cross court. Her third kill of the night, and that puts Garrison-Max on the board here in set 2. It was off the hand of the Miners. Point Troopers. And Gehring, the senior outside hitter, to serve. Already 3 service aces tonight. And in the middle, it's Klein. A 5'8" sophomore with the height advantage. Nobody there to block it, and that's as easy as it gets. Berquist set in the middle. Kept alive, but not quite long enough. That was Klein on the dive, tried to send it over, but couldn't. So 3 in a row from the Troopers. The Miners get the side out. They're back within a point here in the early going of second set. Bayless back set to the far side, and that's stuffed at the net. 2 Miner defenders there to clean it up. Benstock sends over the free ball. Couldn't handle it. Tied up. Berquist wide to the left on the serve, her first error of the night. The serve goes back to the Troopers. Bright, the libero. Binstock in the center, blocked by two Trooper defenders. Mo couldn't quite sneak it inbounds, just over that inline. So we're tied up once again. And right into the net on the serve. Two consecutive service errors. Saw that from Wilton-Wing in the early part of set number one. They cleaned up the serving a little bit, and that helped them draw within 7 towards the end to make it a close set, but ultimately Garrison-Max pulled it away, and now that's back-to-back service errors. One for Wilton-Wing, one for Garrison-Max. Three ball sent over. Berquist, back set to the near side, and that's blocked to the net. Kept alive, nice saving attempt there by Bayless. Thompson, cross court, dug up in the back. And a free ball over to the Miners. Diving attempt there, but couldn't quite get to it, and Wilton-Wing regains the lead. 6-5. Garrison-Max controlled set one from start to finish, really. Here at the start of set two, neither team able to get a nice run going, as that's a great tap over by the setter and Bayless to tie this back up at 6. And we just continue to trade points back and forth here in set two. Nobody amounting a large lead. Back-to-back points now for the Troopers gives them the lead. The Troopers led 3-1, but that 2-point lead, the biggest lead either team has had. It's been back and forth since then. Berquist, the back set in the middle. Dug up back row. A hustle into the scores table. Nice hustle there by the senior Beckler. Couldn't quite get to it. 3 points in a row now for Garrison-Max, and it's 8-6 Troopers. Too strong on the serve. Again, a 1-point game. Bayless near side. Cross-court attack, pick up in the back. From the back row there, it was Beckler. And a free ball over to the Miners. Bayless in the middle. Shareski on the attack, picked up. Free ball back over, and the Troopers on the attack. Bayless again in the middle to Shareski. That time she changes speed, just taps it over and puts it right where the defense isn't. And that's great awareness. Shareski, the senior. Somebody that Coach Wasvet talked about as being a leader on this team and a service ace. So Shareski with the nice finesse kill, follows it up with a service ace, and you can see why she's referred to as a team leader. Never gets back over on the Troopers' side, and Garrison-Max opens up its largest lead of the second set. It's 11-7. That's something Coach said about Shareski, as she embraces the team aspect. She may get a kill or an ace, and she'll be excited as Wilton-Wing gets that point to pull within 3, but he said she's more excited when a teammate gets a kill or a teammate gets an ace. Very encouraging teammate, somebody that's just a fun time to play with. She's a large reason why the Troopers are up by 3 here in the second set. She picks it up in the back there. Set near side. Gehring had to adjust, free ball back over. Shareski couldn't quite chase that one down. Back-to-back points for the Miners. They're within a pair. Thompson serving. Dug up in the back. The offense is scrambling. Berquist dives. Nice hustle to try to keep it alive. But that was the third hit anyways. Alyssa Houston, the opposite side hitter, checks in. And that was deflected at the net, 2 blockers. Sheely went down the line and was out of bounds, but it was tipped at the net. So the point to the Miners. 12-10, Garrison-Max already with a 1-0 lead. They lead 12-10 in set 2. A 3-ball over from Houston, picked up in the back by Beckler. And Thompson from the back. Thumb set, joust in the net, and it's won by Benstock of Wilton-Wing. Game's within a single point now. A much different feel from what we saw in set 1. The Troopers ran away with it early, large in part due to Maddie Moe, 7 consecutive points serving. And that opened up a 12-point lead at that time. This one back and forth. And we're tied. Like I said, very much of a competitive feel in this one. 3 consecutive runoff by Sarah Selly, the server on your screen right now. Can she keep it going and give Wilton-Wing the lead? Bayless, the setter, a quick tap over, picked up Thompson in the back. And that's wide right. So Garrison-Max gets a much-needed side out, and they retake the lead, 13-12. As close as you can get halfway through, the Troopers on top by 1. 13-12, Garrison-Max the 1-point lead here in the second set. The Troopers already won the first set. Final score of 25-17. And they lead early on here in the second set as well. Reminder that the BEK Broadcasting Network is the only North Dakota-owned broadcasting company with live local programming of your favorite athletic competitions and activities from across the state of North Dakota. And that's Caitlin Klein, the sophomore, putting the hammer down. 2-point lead now here in set 2 for the Troopers, 14-12. Region 5 matchup between these two teams. Bergquist the set outside, and Sheely goes cross court. It's picked up in the back by Shareski. Benstock lofts it over. Bayless in the middle, quick tap over. And that leads to a point for Garrison-Max. They've now rattled off 3 in a row after being tied at 12. We're early into the conference slate for each of these two teams. Both teams have only played 1 game inside the region. Bergquist in the middle, Benstock. Hard attack, but it's stuffed the net by a pair of Trooper defenders. Houston down the line, kept alive. Beckler with the free ball over. Nice to save the point there. And that's right into the net from Klein. Garrison-Max 1-0 inside the region. It was a 3-set sweep of Standing Rock a week ago tonight. Houston with the lefty swing, dug up in the back. Quick tap over. Change up from Klein, but it's dug up. Miscommunication there between Selly and Beckler leads to the Garrison-Max point. 16-13, 3-point lead for the Troopers. And for Wilton-Wing, they're 0-1 inside the region. They didn't play a region match until just this past Tuesday, a couple nights ago, against Shiloh Christian. Cross court, too strong, point Troopers. And that was a 3-set sweep by the Skyhawks. They made quick work of the Miners in that one. So the Miners trying to get their first win inside Region 5. But they're down 17-13 in this set and down 1-0 in the match. And that's right down the middle from Benstock. A powerful swing from the 6'1 senior. The Miners get the side out. They're within 3. Nearly an ace, but a nice play in the back row, the free ball over. Miners on the attack. Beckler tried to go cross court, put way too much on it though. Mackenzie Rulin, the 5'8 senior, to serve. It's the second time tonight we've seen her. In the middle, it's Beckler. Again, same result, trying to go cross court, wide left. 19-14, timeout Miners. 19-14, the Troopers lead the Miners. Garrison-Max trying to close in on a second set victory and take a 2-0 lead on the road, and that's huge. It doesn't matter who you're playing. If you're on the road and you can take a commanding 2-0 set lead, it gives you all the momentum in the world. Still the senior Ruland to serve. Quick tap over the net. Berquist couldn't handle it. Credit that kill to Maddie Moe. 20-14 now. Garrison-Max has opened this one up a little bit. Set to the outside. Thompson tries to go down the line. No signal yet for the point. And now they give it to the Troopers. 21-14, touchdown lead for the Troopers. Berquist back set and a loft over. Bayless with the bump set. Back row attack from Gehring. Kept alive, and that's a pretty play. A nice quick set over from Bayless. The entire defense for Wilton-Wing was up towards the front. Ball was sent over, and she put that just in the perfect spot in the back left corner. Largest lead of set number 2, and it comes late, 22-14. Bump set and a free ball over. Can the Miners take advantage? Free ball of their own back over. Bayless set near side. Moe off the net, but it drops. Not always how hard you hit it. Sometimes it's where you place it. And the senior Maddie Moe had a perfect spot for it. Beckler with the bump over. Bayless back set, slide play, just to the left on the attack. Shareski tried to go cross court. First time tonight we've seen the slide play from either team. The Troopers almost pull it off. Quick set in the middle. Picked up back row by Sheely. And Thompson sends it over cross court, dug up Gehring. Berquist to the set. Thompson adjusts. Picked up and again in the back. And a free ball over from Moe, but it drops. Didn't put a lot on it, but just enough to get the point. And it's set point here in the second set. Can the Troopers take set 2 on the road as well? Haley Black in for Garrison-Max. It's the first time we've seen her all night, and it comes in set point. And an ace to win it. 25-12, Garrison-Max on the road with a big 2-0 lead here on BEK 247. Welcome back to Wilton. The visitors, the Garrison-Max Troopers, all over the Wilton-Wing Miners for the first 2 sets. 2-0 lead, a 25-17 victory, followed by a 25-15 victory in set 2. So the Troopers, an impressive performance so far through the first 2 sets. They have a chance to make it a 3-set sweep here on the road against Wilton-Wing. The BEK Broadcasting Network is celebrating its 11th year delivering high school and collegiate athletics to viewers of North Dakota. Thank you to all the people and businesses that have been a part of making our success possible. Those sponsors tonight on the BEK Broadcasting Network are Farmers Union Insurance, Dakota Community Bank and Trust, RTC, and the BEK Communications Cooperative. So we're nearing in on set 3. Thanks for joining us here on BEK 247 West tonight. Noah Reed on hand, bringing you Garrison-Max and Wilton-Wing. 2 teams with a lot of experience. Not very many upperclassmen playing at the varsity level yet for each of these 2 teams. In fact, the starting lineup tonight, 11 of the 12 players were upperclassmen. 9 seniors, 2 juniors, just 1 sophomore. Caitlin Klein, the only underclassman in either starting lineup. The 5'8" sophomore middle hitter for Garrison-Max. She has 4 kills in the night through the first 2 sets. And Garrison-Max looking to make quick work of Wilton-Wing and get out of here with a victory on the road. in this Region 5 matchup. The Troopers looking to stay undefeated in Region 5 after a 3-set sweep against Standing Rock last week, and the Troopers are on the board here in the first and the third set after that service error. Chance to make it a 3-0 sweep as well here in their second Region 5 matchup, and a service ace. Just like that, Garrison-Max picking up right where they left off in set 2. The ace from Bayless, senior setter, her second ace of the night. Team high 24 on this season. Somebody Coach Wasfet referred to as the floor captain follows the ace with the error though. And that allows Wilton-Wing on the board. 2-1 early on. The Miners, meanwhile, trying to win 3 in a row here at home. If they want to win, it'll have to go the distance and go 5 sets. Bayless the quick tap over. Berquist set in the middle. The attack there from Sheely ties us at 2. The Miners have played just one match as well inside Region 5. It was a 3-set sweep just Tuesday night a couple nights ago against Shiloh Christian. And the Miners have rattled off 3 in a row. Fell behind 2-0, but they've scored 3 in a row and take their first lead of set number 3. And it's been with Taylor Berquist, the senior setter, doing the serving. Set to the far side. What would have been a free ball there goes directly into the net by Alyssa Houston. Very fast pace in this game for these two teams, not wasting any time. That goes right in the net. The Troopers get the side out that they much needed. Pull within 1. Shelby Gehring, the senior. We highlighted her in our pregame show tonight, the player to watch for Garrison-Max. Team leader in kills entering tonight with 48, and that goes off the hands of Houston. So the Miners lose the first 2 sets here at home, but they're not going away anytime soon. Sheely to serve, and it smacks right into the net. That's kind of been one thing. We saw this Wilton-Wing team on Tuesday night against Shiloh Christian, the loss. We're seeing them tonight against Garrison-Max as well. And through these 2 sets this week, that's been one of their problems, is serving the ball. And that's something Coach Steinert told me as well earlier this week, as that goes into the net, Wilton-Wing's point. It's one of the keys for them, consistent serving. They haven't done it this year. They didn't have it on Tuesday night. It's been there in times tonight, but it hasn't been consistent like Coach wants it to be. Wide to the right, Wilton-Wing opens up a 3-point lead, now 7-4. And a quick timeout called by Garrison-Max. Coach doesn't like what he sees. Wilton-Wing up by 3. 7-4, Wilton-Wing trailing 2 sets to nothing, but not going anywhere. At home, they've maybe seized a little momentum. Forced Coach Wasvet to call a timeout. Just the first time he's called one all night. And the Troopers didn't have to do any work to get that side out of the timeout. Second service error of the set already for Wilton-Wing. And overall, that's their 7th of the night. That's just what I was talking about right before the break, was the consistent serving hasn't quite been there, but you've seen it in a couple different instances tonight. Free ball over from Becker. Off the slide. Bayless went cross court. Troopers on the attack. Quick tap over from Shareski. In the back row, it's Gehring. Wide to the right, point Wilton-Wing. Garrison-Max opened up a big lead in that first set. They led by as many as 14. It was 23-9 at one point. But the Miners fought back and made it a 7-point game, and it was because of the serving. But again, another service error into the net. Point for Garrison-Max. It's been there. It's been on and off tonight. You see things like that where the Miners go into the net, but they have looked really good serving the ball at a couple other times. Thompson, the quick tap over into the heart of the defense. Point Miners. The Miners lost 3 straight sets to Shiloh Christian on Tuesday night, trying to avoid doing so again tonight, this time from home. Berquist hustles it down, bump set, and a free ball over. Bayless outside, Gehring hits the net, and it's cleaned up. Berquist with the free ball. A collision by a couple defenders, and that's point for Garrison-Max. Grace Shareski, the senior, serves it. Thompson flicks it back over. Aaron goes cross court, picked up Thompson back row. Blocked the net, but that falls out of bounds. Bayless was there for the block. Couldn't keep it in. 10-7, Wilton-Wing the lead. Dwight with the retrieve. Bayless, outside Gehring. Quick tap over the net, and that falls right in the middle of the defense. Wilton-Wing opens up a 4-point lead. Point to the Troopers. Miscommunication there between Sheely and Thompson. And who is going to get it? The Troopers get the point, down by 3. With the setter, Bayless, to serve. Tapped right into the net by Benstock. Troopers back within 2 now. Nice attack from the middle. That's Tara Benstock. Her team leading 6th kill tonight. Wilton-Wing opens up a 3-point lead. Bayless with the bump set to the far side. Houston into the net, and for the first time tonight, Wilton-Wing leads at our media timeout. The first time tonight, Wilton-Wing leads halfway through a set. It's been all Garrison-Max in the first 2 sets. So that's a service error right there from Berquist. Serve goes back to the Troopers, trailing 13-10 with Gehring on the serve. Can they respond? Free ball, a hard attack in the middle, but it's kept alive. Joust at the net, and it's won by Wilton-Wing. Miners trying to force a 4th set. Ultimately, we'd hope to force a 5th set as well, as that point's overruled and given to the Troopers. Garrison-Max, on the other hand, can end it in 3 sets with a victory here. Cross-court attack dug up by Bayless, and a free ball back over to Wilton-Wing. Berquist, back set, miscommunication between her and Beckler. So out of the media timeout, Garrison-Max has rattled off 3 in a row to pull it within 1. Gehring can tie it with this serve right into the net. The return goes, and we're tied at 13. Middle attack, stuffed at the net, a solo block. Caitlin Klein, the sophomore. 3rd block of the night for her. One of very few underclassmen on either of these 2 teams that gets a lot of playing time, but you see why she does. Does a little bit of everything in that front row. That time it's tapped, kept alive, but Houston dives after it and can't reach it. Tied back up at 14. Klein entered tonight with 13 blocks. That was second most on the team behind 20 from Bayless. She's got a team high 3 tonight. Got the bump set back into play there. Bergquist, far side, deflected at the net, but Beckler able to tool the block. 15-14, back and forth in the third set. Wilton-Wing trying to not lose straight sets for the second time this week. Service error into the net ties us up at 15. Garrison-Max, on the other hand, after a 5-set thriller against Powers Lake, would like to get this done in 3 sets. And that falls down on the Troopers' side. Tara Benstock, the 6'1" senior, to serve it. Tallest player on either of these two teams tonight. And that attack from Mo goes right into the net. Wilton-Wing opens up a 2-point lead now, trying to create some space. Neither team really giving in, though. 3-ball over from Shareski. Benstock set, Thompson near side attack, down the line, dugout. And a free ball over from Bright. Nearly a point. Attack from Shareski, diving save, Benstock. Another diving save this time, and can't quite get to it for a third time. Nice plays in the back row by both teams. Wilton-Wing ends up with the point, though. 18-15, the Miners leading late for the first time in this set, and that's a service error. Goes just too strong, and Gehring watches it go past. 18-16, Troopers within a pair, and Mackenzie Ruland, the senior, to serve. Looks like there may be some confusion about that last point. Sticks as is, though, and the serve goes away from Ruland. Picked up Gehring, quick set in the middle, Shareski. She gets the point. Troopers within 1. Service ace, tie ball game, 18-18. It's been a game of small runs. The first 2 sets, Garrison-Max went on a couple big runs of 7 and 6 respectively. And another point, 4 in a row for the Troopers. They regain the lead, 19-18. This has kind of been a game of runs. This 4-point run in this set's the biggest for either team. Both teams have rattled off 3 in a row a couple different times, but it's been back and forth most of the time. And the Miners get the side out to tie it back up at 19. Beckler checks in to serve. She had an ace back in the first set, has 6 in the season. Quick set, tap over, and that falls right in front of the diving back row. Shareski has shown multiple times tonight, not necessarily how hard you hit it. She can be a powerful attacker, don't get me wrong, but has had a couple where it's right place, right time, puts it down where the defense isn't, and that's all you need to do sometimes. Bayless to Shareski, again a finesse attack, and she's whistled for it. 20-20. The Troopers have opened up late in set 1 and 2, 25-17 win, 25-15. This one much closer. Attack in the middle, falls down. 21-20. This is the first time tonight Wilton-Wing has reached the 20s, and they have a 1-point lead. Timeout, Garrison-Max. 21-20, Wilton-Wing with the lead on top of Garrison-Max in set 3. 2-0. Garrison-Max leads. Wilton-Wing trying to force a 4th set. Don't forget all BEK Broadcasting Network produced games are available for purchase on DVD by visiting www.bektel.com/BBN. Cross-court kill there for Shareski. Give her 9 kills on the night now. And ties this thing back up at 21 apiece. She gets the kill. She goes back to serve. Bergquist. High arching set. And Sheely does a nice job to tool the block. 2 defenders there for Garrison-Max, but she goes right through it. Gets the deflection and the point, 22-21. Sarah Selly, the 5'9" senior, lifts it away. Quick set in the middle. Hard attack there by Klein, but it's picked up. Free ball back over to the Troopers. A bump set and a free ball back the other way. A punch there from Binstock, but can't get it over to the Garrison-Max side. We've been tied at every point since 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. You can't ask for much more competitiveness than that right there. And a service ace. A timeout called. Garrison-Max with a 1-point lead. This is a fun one. 23-22. Garrison-Max on top of Wilton-Wing here late in set 3. They have a chance to make it a 3-set sweep with a victory here. Wilton-Wing has led by as many as 4 in this set, but the Troopers have battled back to take the lead. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Farmers Union Insurance, Dakota Community Bank and Trust, RTC, and the BEK Communications Cooperative for helping sponsor this tonight. Without them, this is not possible. Binstock in the middle. She puts the hammer down and ties us at 23. Neither team willing to give an inch. Whoever wins this set, it'll be a hard-fought victory, no doubt about it. Bright with the bump set and a free ball over. Dug up back row, Bayless. Daring the quick tap over. And that's a point for the Troopers. Set point, match point for Garrison-Max. And the 5'5" senior, Shelby Gehring, back to serve. Our player to watch tonight. Can she end it? Free ball back over. A scramble and a free ball sent back the other way. Miners on the attack. Bergquist in the middle. Binstock. No, game over. 25-23. Garrison-Max battles back and gets a competitive, hard-fought victory here in set 3. It's a 3-set sweep for the Troopers on the road tonight. They improved to 2-0 in Region 5. We'll be back after this with our player of the game. Garrison-Max improves to 500 on the season at 5-5 after a 3-set sweep tonight on the road against the Wilton-Wing Miners. Garrison-Max now a perfect 2-0 in Region 5. Wilton-Wing drops to 0-2, still searching for their first win inside this season. Now a look at our Cass Clay player of the game. Since 1935, Cass Clay Creamery has been providing fresh and delicious dairy products to families in North Dakota and surrounding areas. Tonight for Garrison-Max, the senior setter and Allie Bayless had 3 service aces, a team-high 25 on the season as well. Somebody that coach refers to as a floor captain, always composed and never rattled. You saw that late in the match, especially in that 3rd set when Wilton-Wing opened up a 5-point lead at one time. The Troopers battle back to win it, though, by a final score of 25-23 to win 3 straight sets tonight. So that's your player of the game tonight, Allie Bayless, the 5'7" senior setter, the Cass Clay player of the game tonight. A big thank you to Ross Colhase at Wilton, and thank you to Jared Calvert, our director in the studio here at U-Mary. I'm Noah Reed saying so long, where Wilton-Wing drops at home tonight to Garrison-Max, a final score of 3-0.